guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this Valentine's Day look for you. I wanted to do something very glowy, very girly, very awake. I didn't use any bronzer at all. I just used blush and foundation. I never use pink. I never do pink lips, but I did pink lips today, so it's out of my comfort zone. But hopefully y'all enjoy it. If you want to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. We are going to jump right in. My brows are done and I've already primed my eyes using concealer. I'm starting with the shade Pumpkin Pie by Coastal Scents. I'm using this as a transition shade to blend everything nicely together. I'm just using a fluffy flat top brush to sweep this across the top part of my eye. You can use whatever brush you prefer. I just like this one because it's big and it just puts everything on very quickly. As you can tell, I'm just going back and forth, wiping it or sweeping it, either one you want to say. Next, I'm going in with Redwood. It's also by Coastal Scents, and I'm using a Morphe M332 to put this in my crease and lightly in the outer corner. You don't have to be super precise with this one. It obviously isn't the most pigmented, so as you can tell, it's not super showing up. So I did have to go back over this a couple of times with the Redwood. Then I'm going to go over top of that with Paprika by Coastal Scents. I'm going to put this also in the crease, and this is going to add depth. Paprika is just basically the same shade, just a little bit darker, and I'm sorry, I'm looking around. I was just making sure I was still on the viewfinder. So I'm going to place that one right in the crease, and I'm going to blend it up. The brush wasn't packing enough of the Paprika in the outer corner, so I grabbed the Lamora small shader and put more of the Paprika in the outer corner, as you can see here, and I'm just kind of blending it into the crease. Lastly, for the shadows, I'm going to go in with Blond Ambition. It's a Sephora brand, and I'm going to spray a little bit of Fix Plus on my Lamora Classic shader brush to really pick up the sparkly pigment. You can use eye drops in place of Fix Plus if you don't have any. I'm packing this color on and getting a little bit more light-handed as I move toward the outer corner. I found it easier to sweep the color rather than pat it in. And now I'm just blending this in with that same Morphe brush just to make sure everything's blended together, and had to do another layer of the Blonde Ambition here. I'm using Wild Raisin here by Coastal Scents to darken up the outer corner just a little bit more to my liking. It's a pretty plummy brown color. This is out of focus obviously because I moved too close to the camera, but I'm applying a very thin line of eyeliner. You don't have to use a pencil, and I know you aren't supposed to pull this hard on your eyeliner, but this pencil is not the best, so we had to make do. Moving on to the other side. Again, it'd be better to use like a gel where you don't have to pull the skin so taut, just because it's better for your skin. Now to prime the skin, I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I'm applying that all over my face, rubbing it in good. You generally want to rub up on your face to avoid any premature wrinkles. Just make sure that's really blended in good. My foundation is the Jordana 2-in-1 Complete Coverage in the shade 04 Natural Beige. I'm going to take a little bit and dab it on my face here and there. Okay, maybe I took a little bit more and went back in. To sheer this out, I'm going to spray some Fix Plus on my brush. This is a full coverage foundation. I don't usually wear my foundation full coverage, so that's why I use the Fix Plus. I'm blending it in. I generally work from the bottom up, but you can start wherever. Generally you start at the middle of your face, and you just want to blend that in and make sure you have covered everywhere. Blend it into your neck, ear line, hairline, everywhere. Now, because I'm high maintenance, I'm going in with two concealers. Yes, two concealers. I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin and the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I am using both because the Urban Decay is a little too light for me, so I balance it out with the LA Girl. I'm going over my nose, forehead, and chin just to balance things out, just because it is pretty bright to me. Some people do like that bright underneath the eye concealer, but I like it to be a little bit more natural looking. Natural, I know, face full of makeup. I am using a damp beauty sponge to blend this out. You can use whatever brand you want, Beauty Blender, Real Techniques. And we are going to blend that out. It does take a little bit. What do you use to blend out your concealer? Comment below. I'd love to know. Also, if you have used different ones, which one do you prefer? Because this one, it's okay, but it does take a while to blend out. Now I'm going to set using the Milani Multitasker Face Powder in the shade 02. I love using this as a setting powder. I'm just going to set this everywhere I put the concealer. It is good for my skin tone because it does have slightly yellow in it and I have yellow undertones. Now I'm going to be using the NYX blush in the shade Peach. It's a very pretty pink shade. I'm using this big blush to apply this to the apples on my cheeks and then blend up to my temple. I prefer to blend it up rather than just on the apple of the cheeks. It helps make your face shape look nicer, but you can do it however you want. Now I'm using the Becca Champagne Glow Palette to highlight. I started with Pearl on the highest point of my cheekbones, and it's very beautiful, but I wanted this to be super glowy, so I also went over it with Champagne Pop, as you see here. And highlight, girl. This look is all about being glowy and bright, and as you can see here, that's the finish. Now I am using Vanilla Sky by Coastal Scents as a highlight. I wanted to highlight my inner corners to make my eyes pop and seem a little bit bigger, and also I always highlight my brow bones. I did very lightly on my brow bone. You can probably not even tell that I highlighted there. Now for my lips, I'm using the NYX Simply Pink in the shade Enchanted. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this because I don't like pink lips on me, but I thought it would be nice for the look. It was a little too pink to my liking, as you can tell on my face here. I'm kind of like, don't know how I feel about it. So I went over with the Maybelline gloss in the shade 520 Pearladecent Pink. It is to have pink, but it also had a little bit more neutral in it, helped tone it down. And my camera stopped recording when I applied my mascara, so I just pretended like I was doing it for that one. Now to set everything, I'm using the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. You don't need this much by any means, but I love the way it smells. And that's the finished look. I hope you enjoy. Thanks, guys.